What are you laughing at?
I don't know. It was funny when you zoomed in your face.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just gonna like relocate the microphone here a bit. I think this should work. Wow, this is interesting light. Like, if you step like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Such a red glow. We are enlightened with the wisdom of telecom.
Yes, indeed.
Anyways, so where are we right now? And what did we just? Yeah.
Just out of Markthalle. I mean, it's the same menu thingy, whatever.
Anyway, what did we see there?
We saw Coven and Demon Head.
We saw Coven and Demon Head. So what do you think of, firstly, Demon Head was the support band of Coven.
Yes.
What do you think of Demon Head? Actually, Demon Head, if you see this, thanks again for the press pass.
Yay!
They got us in, so.
Yes.
I took some lovely photos, hopefully.
Yes.
But what do you think of the
The thing
show?
is, I mean, it's not the first time that we got to encounter the band. We saw them last year with MCC. I think it was in October, and it was our first time, or at least my first time, seeing the band. And I really loved their music. I really loved the fact that they have a bit of everything, which we interviewed the band today, and we talked about it too. And this time they were great as well. It's just the audience was not really.
The audience was quite different. I think with MCC, it's also what the dude said in the interview. The audience is quite different because with MCC they have like the fans who follow them around and who have already known also Demon Head and known what to expect. And I think with
Coven it was of course.
With the Coven audience they didn't really know what to expect. And I think most people who got there were obviously just there to see Coven.
Yeah, 99%.
Obviously, I mean, why? I mean, like, they are a support band, and when you are a support band, you gotta expect that a lot of people, like others, there to see the headliner, obviously.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, the audience was quite different from MCC.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I know, like, some of the MCC crowd, and they really loved Demon Head. They got the LPs, and they were totally rooting for the guys and stuff. And here it was a different atmosphere. So I must say, actually, I think their performance was great. But audience-wise and atmosphere-wise, I actually preferred the
I would say so,
last year.
Yeah.
Way more.
Just from a photography standpoint, there was so much fog on stage.
Yeah. I mean, also for me, as a part of the audience, I actually rather focused on the music after a point.
Yeah, because you couldn't see anything. There was just fog and some colorful lights, but I couldn't see shit.
Yeah,
I didn't saw their face once.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm really curious how those photos are gonna turn out.
Yeah, but Demon Head is great. The music they make is a mixture of everything.
I bought a cassette and I got it signed.
Yeah, and I'm actually also thinking about ordering the LP. But they are great, and I think they bring this refreshment to the scene. Although they, as he also said, they are pretty underground, but maybe it's good so. I mean,
but they are underground in the sense. I mean, they do play. What do you say? It's
diabolic rock.
Diabolic rock is how I pronounce it. I would say it's a combination of doom and occult rock, but also with a lot more other influences. Yeah. But I mean, it's fitting to Coven, obviously.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, better than MCC, for example.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah,
MCC is much more magical and more chill.
Yeah, progressive.
Yeah, that too. And
definitely
Demon Head is more diabolical and more.
It was great. So it was really great. The guys have so much energy.
Yeah, we had the interview with the singer afterwards, Marcus, who's a great guy.
Awesome.
He was so soft-spoken. I'm in love. I love him.
Oh my God.
He was.
Stop.
Red light.
Yes.
Yeah, he was so soft-spoken and so nice. He was just so nice. Oh my God, he's the nicest guy.
Fine, darling. Yeah, but it was great. And I hope they come back soon again, and we will be there again. I mean,
if they are, we will.
Yeah,
definitely.
yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Coven?
Yes.
Now, firstly, what's Coven? It's a very, 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 very old band, and they are considered to be the
pioneer.
The pioneers and the forefathers or
foresisters
or foremothers in her sense of occult rock.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially Jinx Dawson. I mean, she
she's
is basically the inspiration of.
Yeah, she's also
of
basically
many
the
occult
only
rock and psych rock bands.
Yeah, but she's also the only.
Woman-fronted,
She's also the only one in Coven who's left, basically.
What?
She's also the only one who's basically left in Coven.
Hab
grad nichts da, sorry.
Kein YouTube.
Kein
YouTube, kein YouTube.
Yeah, go on. It's a bit annoying.
Willkommen in Hamburg. Where was I? Yeah, basically she's the only one who's left from the original Coven.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the other members. I mean, they are either very old or some of them maybe died.
Yeah, it's a very old band. I don't think she's like the only one who's like, okay, I'm gonna continue doing this.
Exactly, yeah.
And she is like almost 70, not quite yet.
67, one of the guys said.
Yeah, 67.
Yeah.
But holy shit, she has energy.
Yeah, I mean,
she's amazing. She's amazing on stage.
She has the passion.
Yeah.
And she's very different. Like, not in a sense that, okay, I mean, there are so many 70-year-old. I mean, think about Bruce Dickinson, think about Judas Priest.
Yeah.
But Jinx is different. I mean, she's, I don't know, there's something about her that's very, very magical, very dark.
Yeah. She has this presence on stage.
Exactly, yeah.
She has like this magnificent presence on stage, and the show itself, I mean, this was the second time we saw them. Last year we saw them.
Last year for the first time we saw them.
Yeah, last year we saw them.
I must say also, this year the sound was much better.
Exactly.
The band dynamics were much better. I don't know if band members changed. I mean, Chris Wilde was the same, the bass player was the same. But I'm not sure about the drummer and the keyboard player.
No, I think they were still the same.
I don't remember.
I think they were the same. I remember editing the photos of them. I think they were still the same.
But this time the sound was way better, and I mean they were, of course, with more practice, with more experience, to get also better. But they were way more confident.
Sorry, wir rauchen nicht.
I mean, it's like, yeah, and they were way more confident, and the sound was way better.
Yeah.
But the crowd was just as last year. I mean, you can see they have a very steady fan base, and it will always be like this, because Jinx is basically an inspiration to so many people.
Indeed,
it's
she is. Indeed, she is.
Impressive, and she's almost 70.
Yeah. 1 sec. I'm just gonna. So where were we? I think we were fangirling about Jinx Dawson. And about how awesome she is, and how great her stage presence is.
I mean, like, she's an influence to many artists, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I think so. Also, she's kind of inspiring. Yeah. Like what she's doing at her age, still going strong.
Exactly.
I mean, you mentioned other artists who are like 70 before.
Yeah, like Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah,
like
but I think unlike
metal.
But they are like big artists, you know.
True,
and Jinx is still like, well, I don't want to say she's small or unknown, but well, you see the stage we saw tonight, you know, a band like Iron Maiden or anything could not play on that stage.
Yeah, but also
but
you
yet
have to you have to see it that way. She's a woman, right?
Yeah,
it's
true.
very different between.
It is very, very different.
I mean,
you know,
body-wise and what she's going through.
Yeah, and I think that makes her really, really an inspiration.
Exactly.
Especially to like young female singers and young vocalists.
And she loves what she's doing. You can see.
I think so. Yeah,
like,
I think so.
She's not doing it just for the sake of it or whatever.
Yeah.
She's really into it.
And also, she puts up a really great show. I mean, this was basically the same show.
Yeah, the same set list.
We saw last year.
Yeah.
But still, I think this year was actually even better than last year.
Exactly.
Last year was still good, but this year the sound was better, and I also think because it was the number of people were about the same, but I think
so
because
too,
because the venue was much more like smaller and more intimate.
I think
packed.
It
was
more.
It felt
compact.
more packed, and to me that it feels more like I'm in the crowd. I'm more one of the going with the music people.
I actually did the horn thing with her. Like,
oh yeah, that was awesome. At that song Coven and Sharing Cross.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at first that's kind of funny because that didn't actually happen last time.
Mm-hmm.
We go this way. because there's this moment in the song where like the music stops and just the chanting starts. You know, they are seven, they are.
The fiends, they are seven. Disturbers of heaven. They are seven. They are seven. Seven they are.
And last year everybody was also silent and some were chanting along. I was. But this year, like when the music starts, some people were like, "Yay!" and like clapping and not realizing, oh, the song's not over yet. Whoops. That was like a bit awkward. But besides that was a great moment actually, because like she like went out into the audience and like everybody who was doing the horns, she went out and went there and touched the horns. She touched my horns.
Losing my shit.
That was great. I mean, that was a great moment.
It was great. And she's really also very interactive with the audience. I mean, you don't expect this from a woman like her, because I think she has kind of like a diva attitude, which I totally understand. But it's like it's not like she doesn't want to interact with anyone and she does her thing and then goes away or something. Yeah. She looks at you in the eye, she smiles, she does the horn, and she's like always doing this, you know, after every song.
She's bowing down.
Like she's very, you can see she's very thankful to the audience, and that's also another extra dimension that's added to the shows. And it's not like she just, as I said, does her thing and then just like goes away and doesn't interact with the audience and leaves the rest to the guys, whatever. You know, she's really into it.
Yeah, but the audience was also into it this time, I gotta say.
Definitely.
I mean, not to say that the audience last year wasn't into it, but I think
the audience last year was also great, actually.
Yeah, but I feel like this audience was a bit more, at least like...
but I know why, because last year it was like, I think the first show of Coven? The first tour.
The first show in Germany ever, at least.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, there was some sort of expectation, some sort of nervousness, and people didn't know what to expect, and probably the band as well. So there was a bit of awkwardness in there too, not in a professional way, but in an emotional way. And that's what I said with the confidence. This time they are more confident because they learned, maybe they made mistakes from last year, or there were some aspects that they wanted to improve. So this year they improved these aspects. That was my feelings, basically.
Yeah, I guess I gotta agree with it.
Observations,
yeah. And there was also like this couple we were discussing was, okay, what you gotta know when the show starts, they put out a coffin on stage where Jinx Dawson rises from at the beginning of the show. Yeah. And like they were like putting out the coffin, like the coffin, like what did I say, 15 minutes before the show starts?
I think this time even longer.
Even longer, yeah. And we were like discussing, okay, is she like already in there?
But I told you she was in there.
She wasn't.
How come she wasn't?
She wasn't. Did you notice? Didn't you notice?
Oh no, I didn't notice.
Like when they came on stage.
Yeah.
They had like they were like walking like this in a row.
Yeah.
And they had like.
They had her.
Yeah, they had their hair between her, and they had their ropes like raised up so you couldn't see her.
I didn't see her.
And then she entered like from the back. Okay. Yeah. So she wasn't in there actually.
Okay. Yeah, because that was actually my wishful thinking. I thought, she can rock it and stuff like that. I mean, especially at her age, it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, also it's gotta get warm in there. Yeah. So.
No, it's also not healthy.
Yeah, true.
I mean, 30 minutes in a coffin, and it's like, I didn't notice anything.
No, I saw that. I saw it from the front. Yeah.
Ah, she tricked me.
Ha ha!
That was the age.
Jinxed again!
I'm sorry, it's Friday and...
Anyway, so that was the Coven show. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, I loved it. Demon Head, Coven, both bands were amazing, and I hope they come back again.
Hopefully.
Either together or separately.
Yeah.
And also interview with Demon Head was also great. Forever thankful to the guys. Yeah.
Overall, a pretty great night.
Yes.
Alright, good night.
Good night. Cheers.